Hey, 7th grade, Mr. Hildebrand here. We have been working with Homer, okay, the ancient Greek poet and author. He wrote famous books like the Iliad and the Odyssey. And we've specifically been talking about the Iliad, the story of the Trojan War, the Greeks versus the Trojans. According to Homer, fighting over the Greek Queen Helen, right, who was kidnapped by Paris of Troy. We talked about how they fought for 10 years, according to Homer, and it ended in a stalemate. So the Greeks came up with a trick where they built a giant wooden horse, gave it to the Trojans. The Trojans thought it was a gift. They brought it inside the city, and according to Homer, the Greeks then snuck out. At night, they opened the gates, let the soldiers in, got their princess back or got their queen back, and then burnt the city to the ground. Now, that is the story that Homer's been telling us. We're doing a little investigation to try to figure out what is the truth and where's maybe some fiction, okay, some lies. Now, yesterday, we were looking at our documentary that we watched from Discovery Education about the Trojan War, where a bunch of military experts, builders, historians, archaeologists all got together to try to figure out if Homer's book was true. And we put those onto a chart, okay, a Tchart, where we're organizing Homer's truths that he's telling and then the lies that he's telling. Okay, so if you're not sure where that is, if you go to the Week 12 Lesson Notes and Links page, this one right here, okay, we have the Homer Tchart. You click on that, it'll pop up and look like this. This is all the work we did in our previous video, Part 1. This is Part 2, okay, and this was all based on the documentary that we watched, okay. Today what we're going to do is we're actually going to click on this Is Troy True PDF. It's an article. We're reading it together in class, and this is for you in case you need to catch up. I'm going to read down through the article. Anywhere we see information that we could put on our Tchart, we're going to go ahead and add it. Anything that makes Homer look like he's telling the truth or makes it look like he's lying. This is all going to help us when we write our essay and do our outline in a day or so. So, this is from National Geographic News, .com. Is Troy True? The Evidence Behind Movie Myth by Stephen Lovegren. March 14, 2004. Did the city of Troy really exist? Is the Trojan War myth or military reality? And what about that giant horse? As the blockbuster Brad Pitt film Troy storms the cinemas, archaeologists and historians are shedding light on the ancient city and epic that inspired the movie. In the Greek poem, the Iliad, the basis for Troy, Prince Paris of Troy steals the gorgeous Helen of Greece from her husband King Menelaus. The act brings the two nations to war, and eventually, Greeks, led by the warrior Achilles, lay siege to Troy. The poet Homer probably wrote the epic in the 8th or 9th century BC, several hundred years after the war is supposed to have taken place. Much of it is no doubt fantasy. There is, for example, no evidence that Achilles or even Helen existed. All right, so let's pause there for a second. According to our article, okay, National Geographic, it's our source here, okay, they're saying that there is no physical evidence that Achilles, one of the main heroes of the story, or Helen, remember she's the reason why Homer says they're all fighting, even existed. Okay, we got this one in the article. Okay, that way we know all the other stuff that we don't put article behind, we got that from the documentary. Okay, but we got this one from the article. Okay, that doesn't look great for Homer. Okay, it looks like he might have made those two characters up. But most scholars agree that Troy itself was no imaginary Shangri-La, but a real city, and that the Trojan War indeed happened. Archaeologists who have been digging into the myth of Homer's poem believe the legendary war may have been a process rather than a single event. The archaeological and textual evidence indicates that a Trojan War or wars took place, and that Homer chose to write about one or more of them by making it into a great 10-year-long saga, said Eric Klein. Klein is a historian and archaeologist at George Washington University in Washington, D.C. 9 cities. In northwestern Turkey, let me fix my PDF here for a second. Here we go. 9 cities. In northwestern Turkey, Heinrich Schliemann excavated the site believed to be Troy in 1870. Schliemann was a German inventor and con man who took sole credit for the discovery, even though he was digging at the site called Hisarlik, at the behest or request of the British archaeologist Frank Calvert. The site contains 9 cities built on top of each other. There is a citadel in the middle of the town and a town around it. A high wall fortified the town. Eager to find the legendary treasures of Troy, Schliemann blasted his way down to the second city, where he found what he believed were the jewels that once belonged to Helen. As it turns out, the jewels were 1,000 years older than the time described in Homer's epic. Today, archaeologists believe that the 6th and 7th oldest cities found in layers at Hisarlik are the best candidates for Troy of the Iliad. Resplendent and strong, city number 6 looks like Homer's Troy. Problem is that city's destruction in 1250 BC does not appear to have been caused by an earthquake. Alright, so let's pause for a second, add some things here. So we already know that Heinrich Schliemann found the cities, right, using Homer's description. So that looks good for Homer. Okay. In fact, what we just found in the article is archaeologists believe that City 6 looks like Homer's Troy. So it matches the description. Okay, and we found that in the article. Okay. So let's keep reading. What else do they say about city number 6? All right. But Homer's story may provide a clue. In the Iliad, the Greeks breached the city walls by hiding inside a giant horse, which they present as a gift to the Trojans. The Trojan horse could have been a metaphor for Poseidon, a god associated with horses, who was both the god of seas and earthquakes. Okay, so here's what's happening here, folks. Some people are saying, okay, according to the article, okay, that City 6 was destroyed by an earthquake. Okay, which isn't how Homer said. Remember, Homer said it was a fire. But Homer did mention a horse. Okay, the god of horses, the sea, and earthquakes was Poseidon. So some believe Homer, I can't remember his name, was using a metaphor. Okay. The people in Homer's time would have understood that Poseidon was the god of earthquakes, along with the sea, and that one of his symbols was a horse. So when the people would have read, about a horse destroying the city, they would have thought, oh, horses, think about Poseidon. Oh, Poseidon also causes earthquakes. So they would have maybe made that connection. So that's not totally concrete, but it is a theory. It is a possibility. Okay, so we found that in the article. Okay, let's see what else we can find in the article here. All right. Okay, so the suggestion is that Homer knew that the city he was describing had been destroyed by an earthquake, Klein said. But that's not how you want to end your monumental saga, with a whimper. So he concocted this idea of the Trojan horse. So here, Klein is saying, the historian's saying, hey, maybe he's just getting a little creative. The 7th oldest city at the site, on the other hand, fits this description of a city under siege and destroyed by war. In 1175 BC, archaeologists have found arrowheads in the streets, but the city itself was not as grand as the one described by Homer. Homer may have taken the description of Troy 6 and destruction of Troy 7, using poetic license, creativity, blurred the two into one 10-year-long war, Klein said. So, we see here that City 7 looks like it was destroyed by war, which makes historians think maybe Homer mixed the descriptions of the cities. that maybe all this really did happen, but it happened at different times, and Homer just mashed the story together. Okay, so that was in the article as a possibility. Okay, possibility. Now, honestly, that information you could probably argue and put on either side, as a lie or as truth. Okay, it could be a little bit of both. Now, folks, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. We did read this article in class. There's some good information here. But I want to skip ahead to maybe some information that could help us in our chart. Okay, just for the sake of time, I want to summarize the last little part of this article. Okay, the last little part of this article kind of brings up a couple different points. So the first one is that Troy would have been an important trading location. So a lot of historians believe that the war would have been about money and trade and not about a princess. Okay. We also found Greek pottery in the ruins of Troy, which suggests at one point the Greeks and Trojans may have been allies. Now, things changed, so maybe they did become enemies, but at one point they were trading with each other. Okay? And the final one was, in the article it talked about how there were other wars fought over royal women. So, they specifically used, I believe, the Egyptians and the Hittites in the article. So that would have shown that, hey, you know, maybe it wasn't so far-fetched or crazy to think they would have fought over Helen. Maybe it's a possibility. So I'm going to move this one over to the truth side. Yep, the truth side here. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to post this video and obviously post this copy up here if you need to catch up and fill in anything that you missed. Okay. Stay tuned to our next video. We're going to talk about how to fill in an essay outline, because you guys are going to tell me if Homer's lying or if he's telling the truth.